Well, I knew it was going to get like this. It was going to get pretty crazy. I, like I said, because I've always seen Dad as Dad and as he's going to work and stuff, and I know what he's done, but I never knew, never really realized, what this was going to do. It's been on work mode and trying to get stuff done. I know Dad left me a lot of big duties, and I got to fulfill them at all costs. At all costs. So I will have my time, but right now I know Dad's counting on me.
A lot to do.
Yeah, can't let him down.
Kind of give us a little bit of insight of what these last couple of months have been like with Dad for you all.
Yeah, so Dad lived with my family and I. I thank God, and I feel very strongly that God gave me this challenge. I think this was already preset for me. There's a story to everybody, right? And there's a story to my dad, and there's a story to this whole thing. And I don't want to feel that it was coincidental. I feel like it was more intentional by God. And I think I learned a lot, even though in the mix of his decline, having to work closely with his medical team, which I tip my hats to them. They were the most excellent people. To be able to have that level of professionalism and sympathy and empathy and marry those up and doing it on a consistent level was amazing. But he was very at peace. We talked a lot. Yeah, we talked a lot. He shared a lot. I don't think he realized that the journey he was about to take. I think he always saw himself as strong. He talked about doing a European tour as soon as he got better.
Still to this day?
Yeah, to this day. And he said, I want to dye my hair. I want to go back and play for the people. And that was his drive. And till he realized that he can no longer play, that's when stuff started really getting real for him. But I can honestly say he is one or the strongest man I've ever met. He held on and he gave it his all, and he stayed positive throughout the whole thing. And he was very outspoken, stuff that I would never think he would be saying, but that was him and his heart coming out, Years and years of stuff being trapped in him that he just wanted to let out. And he let it out. He let it out. And of course, it was very emotional for all of us. And then for him as well. He cried a lot. He hurt a lot. But he left at peace. I think we did a lot of, we worked with him a lot spiritually, in the sense to, no matter what has happened, that things are okay. God is good, and he'll take care of us. He'll take care of you, and he was happy. We had the most fun with him. We got this. Dad, I was just talking to my sister that Dad had this sense of childness, this sense of innocence. The way he would talk and express himself, you just see like a child. You see innocence, And I know he's been around the world and all that, but that part never left him. And it was very, very nice to experience that before he left us.
Was he ready, do you think?
in the beginning, he wasn't understanding why his condition wasn't bettering. He never really liked to talk about passing or anything like that, because he always saw himself as Superman, right? But then one day I got a call, and he said he was ready to say goodbye immediately. So we dropped everything, because we know that's not Dad, and we came to him, and he said his goodbyes. He said he was very proud, and we asked him what he wanted to drink. He was thirsty, and he asked my brother-in-law that he wanted a beer for the road. So we got him a beer, and he knew it was time. He did tell us that he was ready to go, that he was at peace, that he did what he did, he accomplished what he did and more, and that he was tired, and that he was ready to go. He was very tired. To be able to keep the strength, seeing your dad, yeah, it was hard. But you look at the good stuff and the positive stuff and the funny stuff, and like my brother-in-law said, if he's saying that he's good, to go, then we're good. We're getting confirmation from him, that validation that we're good. But he left in peace. He left in peace. And we're proud of him. But he did endure a lot. That's why we call him the big man. He's Superman. One thing he always did teach us, just stay humble. He was never one to gloat on his own at all. So there was a lot learned in the midst of hurt, in the midst of seeing him go. But I think God is very intentional, and he put this in our path to either make us better people, to value life, to appreciate more of the medical industry, just to be better people. And he gave us that. Yeah.
Taken away from a lot from that, it seems like.
Yeah.
The processing that.
Yeah.
Which is still, hard to process.
Hard.
But
Right.
Of course. But it seems like what you're saying is, from what I'm gathering from you, is that there's a lot that you've learned from going through this.
A lot.
Yeah.
So, to me, it was all set in stone. It was already dictated. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Hands down. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am now. So, thank you, Dad.
The many things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind me asking, in terms of his health, what was he battling?
He was battling a lot of vascular issues. He had some diabetes. So it wasn't full-blown diabetes, more of just vascular issues, right? And that affected other areas of the body.
Sure.
And it was kind of like a domino effect, right? We did everything that we could. His doctors are the most amazing doctors I've ever met. And we did everything, and he always stayed optimistic. I'm going to heal. When I heal, I'm going to get up, and I want to play, you know. And it was tough for him. He didn't want to see his accordion for a while. It was hard for him to see it. I brought it to him one time, and he just turned his head. He didn't want to see it. It hurt him too much. Yeah. Several weeks, a week or a week and a half before he passed, I brought in his accordion, and I go, "Hey, your buddy's here." And he smiled, and I put it on his lap, and he grabbed it. And the immediate thumb mechanism that he had to pull, and he started playing a little bit, but then he got tired, and he just said, "It's time to put him away." So that, I think, if anything, that was the hardest part, because at that moment I already knew that his accordion wasn't going to talk again. And that was a hard thing to see. But he leaves us with a lot of his music, and that's what we got to hold on to, right? And I see his hands, so much came out of those hands. So many hearts that got touched. If anything that he took more in consideration was his fans. He, even the past festival that just passed, the first festival that he wasn't able to be there, he wanted me to go. And he was worried that his fans were worried about him. And he wanted to clarify that he was okay. So as hard as it was for me to go, I didn't want to go, because seeing Dad everywhere and knowing that's the first year he's not there. But he kept calling me, like, "Are you there yet? Are you there yet?" He wanted to know. And things got a little rough, but I was able to go up there and convey what he told me. And I passed it down to him, and his fans were everything to him. It was never, it could be a crowd of 1 or 50,000, it didn't matter. He always took the time to talk to his fans. I think that's what he lived for, you know. And I guess that's where his humbleness comes from, right? You know, you could go to his house, open the door, and he'll come right out. It's the way he's looking, and he'll sit out there and talk. He loved to talk. So every time he would ask us where he was going to be, of course, he would gravitate towards wanting to be around his fans. He said he wouldn't be anything without them. So he loved his fans. Yeah.
You gotta all think about, too, and what's different for you, obviously, is the fact that he's your dad, but the magnitude of who he was and what he's done.
Right.
For so many different industries.
Right.
And different aspects of music, you know, not just Tejano or Conjunto, but was there at all, like, is there like a realization of the magnitude of the star that he is and the impact that he's had on people? Do you realize that? Or is it still tough because, I mean, you're his son?
No, I think right now it's when I'm, not that I didn't realize what he's done. Again, he was his dad going to work, right? I was born into this, even previous my grandpa, you know, so all this was already there. We didn't go much, you know, where he was playing as growing up, but I guess growing up and now turning into an adult, then I started realizing, hey, whoa, people that would call the house, you know, celebrities and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa. And he would act so nonchalant about it. He's like, oh, okay. You know. He came home one day and handed me a CD, and it said, had a heart, and it said, love SpongeBob. But Dad, what's this? He goes, it's for the kids. So I played it, and of course it was SpongeBob talking and in character, and he was talking about that he recorded with a accordion pumping fish named Flaco Jimenez. So to him it was like good vibes. It was just wanting to be on the outer, discover what he can do. And a lot of musicians gravitated to him for that. I think most importantly because of who he was as a person. He was pleasant to be around. And he respected every musician. Let them shine and let them do what they're supposed to do, versus coming up and being all over the place. He knew his time. He knew his place. And he respected that. And I think that's why he did what he did. Yeah. But I think right now of all times it's really showing me how big he was. And I'm proud of him. For being a Chicano from the West Side, I don't think he did too bad.
Not at all.
Yeah.
How do you want him to, obviously, what was posted on the Facebook is that his legacy in music will live on through the fans, right?
Right.
But how do you want your dad to be remembered?
As a kind, gentle person that poured his feelings and soul through that box. To be able to pass on what he felt through that box to his fans. And I think that's why he connected so well, because they felt it. It wasn't mechanical. It was what he was feeling, you know? And like I've said in previous interviews, he fed off the fans, right? He would get to a venue, we would make set lists, and all right, I'm going to do this, 45 to minute hour, like writing it down. He goes in and looks around. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Would toss it right out. He would throw the musicians off for a loop because now we don't know what Flaco's doing. But let's see. He just fed off of his fans. And they knew it. And they knew it. So when he went at it, they knew it. Just a sense of gratitude. Thank you to everyone that always supported him, that believed in him, that paid to go see him, that did everything, that affected my dad, influenced them in any way. And in behalf of our family, we just want to say thank you. And I know my dad would be very happy for me to be saying this. So thank you to everyone. Yeah.
I just love seeing the photos and all the accordions all around.
Yeah. He's left a lot. He's left a lot.
So much, and it's hard to even put into one with everything.
Yeah. When he was sick, they had called us from the White House, and they were giving him an award, which is that medal right there. And I asked Dad, I go, Dad, what do you want me to do? He goes, well, you're going to go. Okay. So everything's happening so rapidly. We get there, and we're in this super nice hotel. And Queen Latifah's there, all these high stars. Suzette Quintanilla, by the way, she's a great person. Her and Bill, they're amazing. So we spend the evening together, went and had it. But even Suzette was like, man, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? What are we doing here? So we're there, and they're taking it as we go to the White House. Next thing you know, we're in the Oval Office, and then we're meeting Biden. We're shaking his hand. He tells me, "How's your dad doing?" "He's doing fine, sir." He goes, "Okay, I'm going to call him." So, but it was an experience, walking through the Rose Garden and areas where a lot of people had not seen. And it dawned on me, like, it was so surreal, right? Because, like, man, I'm here because of that man over there, like, and that's my dad, So we did it with pride, we did it with pride, and he was very honored, and I think that's when he felt like he achieved, he was there. I know they're making his statue. Sadly, he's not going to be able to see it, but he'll be here. So there's more to come,
Where's the statue?
It's going to be, we're getting confirmation on location.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But to me, it's going to be primarily a gift back, not only to his fans, but primarily San Antonio. Because San Antonio's always been great to him, and as did everybody. But these are his stomping grounds, and he was proud. He was proud. So there's a lot to look forward to. So
Day by day. You take it day by day.
that's all we got.
I know, you really do.
That's all we got. I am blessed. I woke up with air in my lungs. I was able to have Dad here to his last breath. I'm breathing. That's all it is. If tomorrow comes, got to give God thanks that I'm here again, and take it like that every day. And I think if you think that way, life will become much easier. He wasn't feeling pain. Of course, under hospice rules and regulations, and their guidance, which is God sent. If we did not have the guidance from Beacon Hospice, they are amazing, and to be able to guide us, hey, this might happen, but don't freak out. This is this, and we learned so much about the exiting of a human, and we're just blessed to be able to have taken care of him and seeing him go, and he was at peace. About a year. He fought hard. He fought. His breathing was starting to go down, and it reached over when it was super low, when we knew. I whispered in his ear, I go, "Dad, it's going to be okay. We're going to be okay." I go, "I'm sorry if I couldn't do more." I go, "But it's okay to go. We're going to be okay." He did shed a tear, and he passed. So he was good.